The next stepping set that we're going to do is called diagonal flying. And this is going to look really similar to parting the horse's mane. The main difference is you're going in diagonal steps instead of stepping all the way this way and stepping out, coming across, turning all the way this way and stepping out. Instead of going from side to side, we're going to be going diagonal to diagonal. So it's this way and this way. So the biggest difference in the execution of this, in parting the horse's mane, you circled out and around with this hand, and it came to about shoulder height, right in here. For diagonal flying, it pushes a little bit straighter out here as it comes out rather than circling around, and it comes higher. It's just the difference. If you know the application for these two moves, it makes sense why. If you don't, that's fine. Practice it different anyway, get it down, and later on you'll learn the applications, and it'll make a little more sense then. Just be sure you have that differentiation when you practice each one. So remember, parting the horse's mane, you start facing straight off to the side, you do your step, and when it comes out, it's about shoulder height. When you turn, you go completely in the opposite direction. You step, comes out shoulder height. Our step for this one is a little bit simpler. Instead of doing this twist step, coming in and circle stepping, or stepping through with it, you literally just go from here, you step out diagonal, shift forward, don't worry about the rock back, turn your foot out a little bit, bring this foot in, and you're going to step diagonal this way. Shift forward, don't shift back, just turn the foot here, step out, and forward. So you're just going back and forth, okay? And what the hands are doing as you're doing this is pretty similar. When you start here, your hands come up just like they did in parting the horse's mane. They get ready in that embracing the moon kind of posture. Then you step out diagonal, and as you shift forward, again, this one comes more like it's stabbing out rather than circling out. Here, and you shift forward. From here, it's going to turn over as you turn that front foot and step in. Then you're going to step out, again, diagonal. And as you shift, this hand comes up about head height. Turn the front foot. The front hand turns palm down. Shift forward. Bring the back leg in, bringing the back hand in at the same time. Still facing this diagonal direction. Step out, diagonal. Forward. Remember not to shift so far that that knee goes out past the toe. You only want to shift about there to keep the knee safe. Left hand turns palm down. As the left foot turns out, bring the right side in. Okay? So I'm going to do that several times coming towards you. I'm going to do it several times going away from you, and then I'll do it to the side so you can kind of see what that looks like as well. Now we're going to go through it several times. So to start with, turn the right foot out, diagonal to the right. Right hand goes on top, left underneath. All your weight is rooted into your right leg. From here, I step diagonal to the left with my left leg. As I shift forward, this left hand kind of shoots out. As I shift, the right hand comes down. So your ending posture is really similar to parting the horse's mane. The main difference is this is up higher. Keep my weight shifted forward, and I just turn that front foot. As the left foot's turning out, the left hand turns palm down. Shift in, the right side comes in. Still facing off diagonal to the left. Then I step out to the right, diagonal. As I shift forward, the right hand comes up here. Then, careful that you don't shift too far forward. As the right hand turns palm down, the right foot turns out. The left side comes in here. Step diagonal to the left. Forward. Left hand turns palm down. Left foot turns out. And shift in. Diagonal to the right. Shift forward. Right hand goes up. As the right hand turns palm down, your right foot turns out, and you step in. Notice that as I step out here, my hips are still facing diagonal where they started. As I shift into it, they twist to face forward, and that back foot pivots on the ball of the foot, then locks down on the heel as I finish. Here. And I change, come up, hips are facing off to the right, step out to the left, and as I come forward, my hips turn, my entire body turns to face to the left. Step out. Okay. Something to be careful of with this. As you're doing this shift out, don't do it like this, where you come up and then down. That's something that for some reason feels pretty natural a lot of times, and it tends to happen a lot. But it's a problem, and you don't want to build that as a habit. You want to make sure that you shift level, or as you shift, you sink. One or the other, but you don't want to go up and down on that. As you come in, if you raise yourself up a little bit to kind of reset your height, that's okay. But as you're doing the technique itself, make sure that you're either coming straight into it or sinking into it. That'll become more important later on. Take my word for it now. Don't build that bad habit of lifting your root up, because later on it can become really easy for people when you start doing push hands or sparring. As soon as they see you coming up like that, they have your balance immediately. So sink or stay level, one or the other. Don't lose that root, don't lose that connection to the ground. Now I'm going to do it a few times going away from you, so you can follow along hopefully, and that'll be a little bit easier for you. So, facing forward, turn your right foot out to the right. Your whole body turns with it so that you're now facing diagonal to the right. Right hand comes over the top, left underneath. Step out, diagonal to the left. As you shift, the left hand comes up. Left hand turns down as the left foot turns out. Shift in, then step diagonal to the right. And as you shift, the whole body turns into it. Here. Diagonal to the left. Shift. Now I'll do it just a few times, going to the side, just for variation so you get some good views from all angles. So I'm facing straight off to the side here. When I start, I'm going to go to about a 45 with my body. So I turn to the right to a 45, right hand comes on top, left underneath. I like to start to the right on this one. You obviously don't have to. If you're more comfortable starting to the left, that's fine too. I just like starting to the right. So here, step out to the left. As you shift, come out with the left hand, shifting forward. Careful that that knee doesn't go out past the toe. Stop there. Left foot turns out. Left hand turns down, right side comes in, right hand's palm up, left is palm down. Now I step off to the right. As I shift, that right hand comes up, left drops down. Turn the foot out. Here, be careful that you don't just step forward. If you've seen the rooting videos, practice that rooting. So as soon as you're here and you're getting ready to change, turn this, establish that root in this leg before you pick up that one. Otherwise, you'll be wobbly as you come up, and you don't want that. You want to be solid, stepping in. Step to the left, forward, palm down, and in. To the right, forward. As you can see, these exercises can become very meditative once you get into the flow. So aside from just practicing one skill over and over and over and really getting that skill down and being able to be ambidextrous with it, it also gives you a chance to kind of meditate and move at the same time. So it's really good for your health, and it's really good for your mind to give you a break from the rest of the world and all the stresses that can happen in life, and just focus on one simple thing, doing it over and over and over, helping your balance, helping strengthen your legs, helping your joints as they move and relax, at the same time helping your mind relax.